You guys, I want to wish you a happy new year, because by the time you see this video, it'll be the new year. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. My New Year's goal this year is to get this YouTube channel going. I really need to. The business that I've been doing has kind of fizzled out, and so I need to do something different with my life, and I think that this YouTube channel is going to be it. And it's going to be mostly a crochet channel. So I just wanted to give you a heads up about that. But I am so excited to show you what I'm obsessed with right now. It is the cutest thing. Are you ready for it? Let me see if I'm on. Okay, I got it. Ready? Ready? All right. What do you think? Cute, huh? Listen, I get compliments everywhere I go every single day over this silly Scrappy hat. It is so fun. The best thing about it is you get to use up your scraps. No, that's not the best thing about it. That's great because we're always looking for something to use up our scraps, right? The best thing about this, y'all, you don't have to weave in your ends. Hallelujah! You don't have to weave in your ends. It is so wonderful. And listen, let me tell you, excuse the messy hair, these are the funnest things to make. I made one for my grandbaby with a little pom-pom. Isn't that not the cutest thing? I made one for my grandson. Isn't it cute? I made one with the variegated yarn, you know. Cute. Now this one I double stranded. It's really thick. If you like a thick beanie, I'm sorry, I'm getting used to where to look at the camera. If you want a really warm one, this is double stranded, and I used a double crochet on this one. Just keep that in mind. If you want to hold two threads together and make it extra thick, this is the way you want to go. So I made, I guess I made another one for my grandson too. That's just, it looked like in the camera, it looked like it had a hole, but it's just a green thread. So made that one. I made one for my granddaughter. Look. And I did this single crochet thing on top because I didn't want her to have the pom-pom, because you know how the pom-poms come apart? Well, there's a way you can fix those where they don't come apart so bad. But I was thinking, you know, even if an adult wants a pom-pom on their beanie, you know how they come apart in the washing machine? So I was trying this single crochet tail on the end, and then you gather it up like this, and it looks like, you know, and it went really well with the Scrappy hat, right? You know, but I don't know, I guess I really didn't like it, but I will probably finish this one. We'll see. But it's a cute idea. It's a cute idea. But I think for the most part, if I put a pom-pom on the top, I'm going to order them. Because I tried making one the other day where you sew it and it stays together better. But I can't get it as full as I want it to be. You know, I like a full pom-pom. So I think what I'll do if I'm going to use them is order them instead of making them. And then I made one for my daughter-in-law. And I left the hole open in the top. I just made it smaller so that she could put her ponytail through it. So anyway, they're so cute. And I have sold several. People asking me out in public, where did I get it? I say I made it. And I said, oh, I would love to buy one. And you can use any colors. Throw them in a box. Draw one out. Surprise yourself. Make this beanie. It's so cute. And it's not hard. What I did, like for this one, for example, is I would do 2 rows. And if you'll notice, like, you know, I would do a row and a half. And the next one I'd do 2 rows, you know, and you end it randomly. And you just cut it off, tie on your new color, and keep going, you know, and you leave your strings. And then when you get done, you unravel the strings. Now, a lot of people, I saw this on YouTube, and I wish I could remember the name of the girl that I saw this. She did a tutorial on it, but I can't remember her name, and so I apologize. But there's a lot of people doing it, and she wasn't the original creator of it. But a lot of people are taking those fine dog brushes and, you know, combing the tails out and I guess it's a little quicker. I just like to sit, like usually I'm sitting in my car, you know how I am, and I just unravel them and just let them stick out like that. And they're just so cute. And then, okay, so you'll notice how I've got strings up here and I don't have any down here. Okay, so this is a brim and I want to turn the brim up, right? So what you do is you pull your strings to the back underneath side so that when you turn your brim up, then they're all on the top, right? The way you get your length is you just take and chain as many as you need, and you place it in the center of your head and you drop it down. You want it to come to the ear. And then you want it to come ever how many stitch length you want it to come to for the length of your brim that you're going to fold up. So you want it to come from the center of your head past your ear. I don't know, I guess my brims are about 4 inches. So 4 inches past your ear. And then you want it to stretch, okay? Keep in mind when you make this, you want it to stretch. So if you'll notice, let me get an adult hat like mine. Mine's a little bit stretched out because I've been wearing it so much. Let's try to squish it in a little bit. But anyway, so, I mean, that's about half of my head width, right? You know, it comes halfway, it comes to my temples. And you don't want it to go all the way around your head and meet in the back. You want it to stretch out. So when you've got a flat panel, put it up to your head and stretch it a little bit. Not tight, just kind of, you know, just kind of easily stretch it. And if it meets, then that's the size you need. You don't want to stretch it tight because you want it to have a little give. But if you crochet it until it meets without stretching, then when you put it on, it's going to be too big for your head. So you want a little bit of stretch when you go around your head to size it, okay? And then just whip stitch it up the side. And what I did, like, for example, let's pretend I'm not going to turn this one down, you know, turn the brim up. Let's say I'm crocheting along, or I'm done with the hat, and I decide, well, I've got strings here, 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 and here, and I want one right there. Well, all you do is take a piece of yarn, cut it off, take your needle, sew it in, tie a knot, and then unravel it. So you can put, if you're sewing along, don't worry about sewing along and leaving these tails randomly placed. You don't have to worry about that. Just crochet like you want to crochet, you know, stop wherever you want to stop. And you can do more rows than I did. Like on that white one right there, I just did a half a row, and that's all I did. On the black one, I think I did 2 half rows. On the blue one, I did a half row here, a full row here, and a half row here. So you do whatever you want to do, and don't worry about the tails. Here's one that I didn't even unravel. So you just twist it and unravel it. Just pull it apart. It's got 4 strands to it. But anyway, so when I got done, then I laid it down. And if I wanted a string somewhere, I just cut a piece off, tied it in, knotted it, unraveled it. You put the strings in wherever you want to. So you don't really have to worry about that when you're sewing or when you're crocheting, sorry. And then put a top on it if you want. Now what I did do is when I'm sewing along, say this is my brim part, and I'm sewing along, when I got down to the last 5, if you don't want a lot of bulk in the top of your hat, then the last 5 stitches do a single crochet. And that way you won't have as much bulk in the top of your hat when you weave in the ends and, you know, close it. I think I did, let's see. I was trying to look to see if I did one without doing the single crochet, but I don't think I did. I think they're all, okay, this double one, I think this is one of the first ones I did. Can you see the bulk in the top of that? I did not do that single crochet in this one. And this one has a lot of ripples, and there's nothing wrong with that. And some people like it, but it has a lot more bulk in the top, whereas these do not. They're a lot flatter. See how they're a lot flatter? Because I did that single crochet and those top 5 stitches on that end. Okay, so you got to decide which is going to be your end and which is going to be your top. And on the top edge, you want to do single crochets in that top. In fact, on one of them, I think I did a single crochet, and then when I turned it, I'd slip stitched and then started doing double crochets again. So you can do it any way you want to, but do give it a try. They're a lot of fun. So here's one I missed, and they're fun to sit in the car and do, or at the hospital, and you just pull those strings apart like that. You cut them to the length you want. Doesn't matter what the length is. Just cut them any length you want them. Oh, apparently I haven't done any of these. Well, I've done a few, but there's a lot of these to be done yet. But anyway, I will have a few of these on my Etsy shop, which is not open yet. I do have an Etsy shop, but I've got it closed right now. But I'll have a few on my Etsy shop if you're not a crocheter and you don't want to make one. I'll have some on there for sale. But do give it a try. If you've got scraps laying around and it's the cutest thing, you'll get lots of compliments out of it, I promise. Well, good morning, Clover. She's come to say hello. Well, come here and say a good hello if you're going to get up here. So she's got the saddest face. She's just got sad eyes. She's got the saddest little eyes. This is my son's cat, Clover, and he loves her to pieces. Go on, Clover. I do think, too, that you could use other patterns other than just a single crochet. I think there's other patterns that would work with this. I haven't tried any. I like the quickness of these. These are really quick. But I can see other patterns working. Just cut your thread off, leave the strings, or do your hat, crochet it like you want, and then go back in after you're done, after you've got it all together, and put your strings in then and fray them out. But they are a lot of fun, and they look so stinking cute. I just wanted to jump in here and say, one of the easiest ways I found to make these hats and control the yarn from rolling all over the place and getting all tangled up is to put it in a tote like this. Mine's sitting on a bucket so that it raises it up a little higher for me. And then I put all the spools in facing upward with the strings at the top so that I can just cut them off, put them back in here, and grab the next color. So it's just a little tip for you to make it easier so you don't get so tangled up and have yarn rolling all over the floor. But one for my grandbaby, oh, is just adorable. Look how cute that is. I mean, Clover could almost wear this hat. Come here, Clover. Come here. Come here, Clover. Here, can you wear the hat, Clover? She says no. She says, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, look. Should I make her one? I bet she'd look cute in it. All right, you guys have a wonderful week. Again, Happy New Year, and I'll see you in the next video.